over the course of the 12 years since you guys got this thing for what, $1,500 and a pair of sunglasses?
Pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's evolved into quite a beast. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back over at JPL, Joe Pecora Laboratories, here in Marietta, right?
Yep.
Marietta, yes. He's got this rad Bronco behind us. So we're going to have both these guys kind of go through this thing because Joe built it and Jason owns it and operates it. So let's get into this thing. So what is it, man?
It's an 89 Ford Bronco.
89.
It's a pretty sweet ride. It's old school. Technically, the story, we found it in a lot. One of our friends told us, hey, there's a Bronco for $1,500, and we went and I took Joe with me. I'm like, Joe, hey, let's go ride this thing and see if it's worth it. I want to build a truck. Joe's all, yeah, let's go do it. So we drove it, and then Joe was like, man, it's pretty messed up, but the four-wheel drive works, so we ended up keeping it, and I guess the guy gave us a good deal on it and gave us a free pair of sunglasses. So
now, how long ago was that?
This is about 12 years ago.
12 years ago.
12, 13 years ago. He hits me up. He's like, dude, I think I found a Bronco. I'm like, yeah, Broncos are pretty sick. We go down there, and it was bad. It looked like animals had babies inside.
It was bad.
It was leaking everywhere, but I was like, for $1,500, it's worth that in scrap. So you might as well just buy it. What's the worst that could happen?
Right. You guys know that I have the Prerunner, and I love the Prerunner, but if I didn't have the Prerunner, I would definitely want to build a Bronco. So this thing is super cool, dude. How long did it take you guys to build it?
It's been evolving the whole entire time.
Okay,
it's just been stages and stages and stages.
I mean, we started with a different kit up front. Yeah. And then we had 2.5s, and then we went and tested. Started bypass on it. Joe's all, let's go ahead and do it. So yeah, it's kind of evolved into different kits. I mean,
it's like most Prerunner builds, just many different evolutions of it.
Right, for sure, man. Well, that's awesome, dude. So over the course of the 12 years since you guys got this thing for what, $1,500 and a pair of sunglasses?
Pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's evolved into quite a beast. So let's get right into this thing, dude. So let's just start off with this pretty cool, pretty period correct bumper here. So we got, you don't really see these top hoops. People aren't really building these top hoops much anymore. You got the old school Hellas. Are these
more Rally 4000s?
More Rally 4000. So these are HIDs?
Yeah, we'll convert them.
You converted them.
So
okay.
I mean, I can't afford the real deals. Those things are out of control.
Yeah, right.
We convert them, and they seem to work really well. I mean, we do have the light bar on top, so it's kind of a travesty, but we kind of wanted to look at a little Rough Rider since we kept the old school grill. No one was doing it at the time, but we wanted to make sure that it still looked old '88 style.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
Yeah, keep it old school, man. Yeah, because these older Broncos have much more squared off, flat headlight and grill assembly plus the hood. Like the whole front end is basically a lot more squared off than like a newer mid '90s Bronco.
We're trying to style it after what the late '90s kind of did with their off-road programs, the louvers and everything, but we still wanted to keep the old school, old school bumpers and everything.
Yeah, I dig it, man. It's very, very period correct. Super rad with the high angle on the skid plate, and it goes all the way through. Super sick, dude. So then, how about the beam setup? What kind of beams do we got on here?
We have Threat Motorsports. I believe they're 4.5 inch over.
Okay.
And it cycles about 17 inches of travel. It could do more, but we didn't want to cut everything apart and cut the frame up for the differential. But
gotcha.
It's full 4.5 inch over, full swing set steering system with RAM assist, and it's a 3.0 bypass with a 2.5 coilover.
Okay.
I mean, really, it outruns the rear all day.
Yeah, this thing's set up
it's very
up front.
balanced.
Yes. Heck yeah.
It's all you need for what it is.
Right on, man. So Threat 4.5 over, big coilovers. Nice
12s and 14s.
12s and 14s on the coilovers. Okay. Heck yeah. You got a nice stout engine cage in here.
Yeah, fully caged, bumper to bumper.
Fully caged, bumper to bumper. And then you, Jason, you were saying what's the engine package in this?
It's so I got a hold of Robert Maruzzi, and I just asked him I needed more horsepower because we're running a 5.0.
Yeah.
That was a dinosaur. That thing had so many miles on it. It barely moved for how heavy this thing is. So I talked to him, and he's like, "Yeah, we can build a package." And we ended up going with a 383 stroker, 351 base. But it rips now. Like I said, I haven't really taken it out just yet. But we're definitely gonna. He just got his truck built, so we're gonna try to go out and test it and see what happens. But for sure, it holds.
It's
alive.
It's
alive for sure.
It's from a stock motor to a 383 with probably 400 horsepower at the crank. It's no joke. It's this short a wheelbase. It's frightening almost.
Yeah, right on, man. Okay, so the engine package is new.
Right? Yeah, it's literally. I mean, I've only had it in for.
It's new. We've been kind of trying to debate to building the tranny or not, but yeah, it's essentially a new engine package. We haven't got to test it yet.
Okay, got you. Yeah. Right on. What hub setup are these
again,
arms worn in?
Those are just it's a cab unlimited spacer on a Dana 44.
Dana 44, yeah, right on. Good solid setup. The Dana 44s.
Yeah, you keep it around 37s, they'll work.
And then you got 5/8 studs on there.
5/8 studs, 3-inch long lug nuts.
Heck yeah! And then you got the standard method standards on here. Some nice Toyo RTs. One of my favorite tires right here. Such a good looking tire.
The only problem with them is the price.
Yeah, price.
They're very expensive. They're worth it. They're awesome tires.
They're great tires, but they are quite expensive, and they're a bit heavy. They're a bit heavy.
That's for
Toyo's
sure.
run a little on the heavy side, but
I got Big Dog Jason to lift them up. So
Throwing 37s in the back, man. You just pick those things up, man. You're like, man. Yeah.
Well, now you got the power to push them too.
Yeah. So that's the main thing. Is trying to get the power.
37s. Yeah. Excellent, dude. And then what glass do you guys have on this thing?
So that's, I mean, it's we bought it a long time ago. I want to say this was the McNeil one, right?
Yeah, I think it's all McNeil.
Yeah, it's all McNeil. We got the louvers, the hood scoop.
The hood scoop. We got louvers on there.
3-inch. It's 3-inch flare.
I think it's a 3.5 inch.
3.5-inch flare.
I think the rear bed sides are also 3.5 inch.
Yeah.
Flare.
Those are McNeil as well.
McNeil or Fiberworks.
Yeah.
Okay. I see some cool side steps here. You guys built?
Yeah, for the size 15 feet, man. I mean, it's perfect. You know, rock sliders say don't damage your door if you're rock crawling and stuff.
A little bit of crawling if you have to.
But if you have size 15 feet, man, I mean, you gotta have some.
You got some big old feet. You
man.
Gotta be able to get in this thing.
Yeah,
for sure. I dig it.
It is 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's 4-wheel drive
so
too.
We can crawl it anywhere.
Yeah.
It's geared front and back. So you need to have some protection because not being able to open the door after you stop is going to really suck.
Yeah, for sure. And that's like the beauty of these old Broncos. And I think that's kind of what the appeal is nowadays is that there's so many things available for these.
Oh, yeah.
You can go as high end as like an Ocho beam setup in the front. The Threat Motorsports, you got Desolate, you got Solo.
Yeah.
There's a lot of companies that make really good kits. Our homie Mike over at BS Factory, he makes a full engine cage front end for these things. They're very, very accessible. There's all kinds of aftermarket support for these things, and they're 4-wheel drive from the factory. They're V8 from the factory. So I think that's really what the appeal is nowadays is to build one of these.
The speed you're going for what you invest is unmatched.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like no A-arm trucks doing that. These have a real steering system, full crossover. Like you don't have to deal with a rack or anything like that, or even an old school steering setup. The box isn't a brake, but everything could just be built bomb solid, and you could almost bolt everything on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And they're just cool. They're just cool trucks, man. Who doesn't love a Bronco? You know?
OJ had one.
Yeah. OJ had one. Come on, man. He ran from the cops, you know? What's that commercial? It says, steak may feed my body, but my Bronco feeds my soul. Right on, man. So let's move on to the rear. So what's the rear suspension setup we got on this thing?
The rear is a giant 64 pack that we've had re-arched, and then it has a 3.0 16-inch stroke bypass mounted outside the frame with the outside mounted bump stop. And it's all very specific like that for a reason, which is to fit 4 people inside the cab and have long travel.
Oh, okay. So you got 4 seats in here.
Yeah. Everyone builds these things and they put a third seat in the middle. Why? You're wasting the room. Fit 4 in there.
Fit 4 in there. It was made to hold 4 dudes. Let's put 4 dudes in there. I see it. I see a nice Curry's, and this is an F9 axle?
Yeah, full F9 axle. It has their race unit bearing on the outside, and it's just a full Ford 9-inch with 35 splines.
Heck yeah, man. Beautiful. Curry makes beautiful, beautiful axles. Yeah. Is this the factory gas tank still?
Yeah, full stock with the skid plate on it.
Yeah, and then you guys...
skid plate from Desolate.
Okay, so it's a Desolate Motorsports skid plate. Looks like aluminum.
when you're super short and you might do a wheelie all the time, you need to have a real skill.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, most definitely. Well, with that extra horsepower, you might be actually pulling the front wheels off the ground now. Yeah, right on. So this is all giant shackle and hanger setup, and then you continued the styling of the side steps there back here to the rear bumper.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Again, man, we have to like get a tire out.
Yeah.
Quick. It's big enough to even sit on this or step on it.
Yeah.
And if you want to go
15,
out,
15 size 15 boot, you know.
Yeah, and the cool thing is when we go out, and if sometimes we use this as a venture vehicle too. We go Mojave Trail if we go out shooting and stuff. You can fit a road soda in there.
Oh yeah. So the holes are perfect to hold your can of Coca-Cola.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But one thing, everyone's building everything super clean and tucked away and everything nowadays. But I mean, you could literally back into something you got to worry about.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is definitely like an old school style rear pre-runner bumper, and I dig it. It's very it's very period correct too. So we got this back window open, so let's just kind of peek in here and see what you got going on in here.
Turn the lights on.
So we got a full size spare strapped in here.
To keep it clean, we wanted to keep the spare inside the cab.
Okay.
Just because I just think it looks better aesthetically.
Yeah.
Weight off the back helps a lot, but I think it just looks way better not to have anything back here.
Yeah. And then plus two, when you have something hanging off like a big heavy tire and wheel package,
it's a lot of leverage.
And you're going through whoops or something like that. There's a tendency for that thing to want to move around and walk around, possibly pop the back window or break itself off. This is a much better setup for security and safety purposes for sure.
Yeah.
And as I see, we have the cage kind of continues all the way back here. So you have A, B, C pillars, D pillars. Yeah. You got quite the cage. Lots of triangulation going on here.
And we're gonna add a lot more.
Yeah.
Before it was a very basic truck with shocks under the bed and stuff, and now the truck's gonna be able to run so fast. I need to add way more triangulation.
Okay, so you're gonna add to the cage.
Safety is number one, and we're adding a lot more stuff. It's kind of like I want to go run the truck super hard, but you need to. I'm gonna keep adding to it, make it way better.
Right on, man. I love the fact that this thing is like a continuation build. You guys have been building on this thing and adding on to it for the last 12 years, and you ain't done yet.
Nope, it's going. It's always another level.
Yeah, for sure. Old school halogen dust light. Is this like a Hella or?
I don't even know.
It was another swap meet find.
Swap meet find.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, it's like off of an old like class 10 car.
It's
or something
yellow
like that.
and it turns on.
It's yellow, turns on, bright. You can see it for a while. I see you got your jack, your good old Harbor Freight jack back here. I see one battery. I see two batteries. So you guys have I'm sure some sort of switch to switch in between those.
Well, you want to have two batteries on a switch all the time, but
Gotcha.
it's the way to go. If one dies, you're screwed out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Nice big fire extinguisher. We always talk about safety, and Joe, with all three of these trucks that you have, man, we've seen fire extinguishers in an easily accessible place. And plenty of them around the vehicle.
And we're going to start adding fire suppression systems.
Okay,
too,
that's a great idea.
They're pretty reasonably priced now.
Anywhere from $800 to $1,500 for a system. Yeah. Safecraft, and that's another thing that's overlooked a lot. Fire suppression, dudes. Make it happen.
If you guys don't know what a fire suppression system is, basically what it is it's a series of hoses and tubes that feed off of one major bottle, and you basically have like a pull tab. And you can put those tubes and fuses into places where a fire could start or happen. So that you have multiple nozzles in the engine bay, and then you have some nozzles inside the cab, or if you're in a truck, you have it around the fuel cell, which basically helps prevent, snuff out the fire where it's most applicable, where that fire is going to start. So if you guys are running, especially a serious pre-runner or even a race truck, a suppression system, I think is even required in most race applications. But if you're running a serious pre-runner and you're going through big whoops and you're got big horsepower, a suppression system is key to have. If not, if you're more mild pre-runners like me, you can have at least a couple bottles on you and you should be okay.
Yeah, I think most of the trucks we run about 3 fire extinguishers. I have one right here, and then I got, when you open the door, I have one on the driver's side and passenger side. Like you said, we've rolled up on people when we go. We went to Mojave Trail, and our buddy had a Prerunner, and his fuel line got cut or
exploded
something.
because the motor mount broke.
Yeah, so we basically, left him out there, gave him fire extinguisher, we went and to the nearest
put out the problem, and it was good.
Yeah,
so definitely safety's the main thing.
Bite the bullet, get the system.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I'm gonna step on this giant step here. I'm gonna show you guys this light bar up here. So we got a GG Lighting light bar. This is an older model light bar, right?
It works, bitchin'. It's older. It draws a lot of power, but it works. It
It
doesn't take away 10 miles an hour of your top speed because it's so huge.
Right, for sure. And then you guys made a lip system to prevent it from shining on this nice white hood, which would basically render this thing useless when you're out in the middle of the desert because you have so much reflective light coming off of the hood and back up into your face and you can't even see what's going on in front of you. So this is preventing that light from shining on the hood and then making sure it just goes out.
Yeah, if you have a windshield, mandatory to have a visor like that underneath it.
Yes.
It has to be black on the hood.
Yeah. Either a black hood or some sort of visor.
Yeah.
Mostly if you have a windshield. But even if you don't have a windshield, you're still going to get quite a bit of reflection.
You don't want any light on this part. People who mount lights up here and stuff, if it's for rock crawling, great. But for going fast, it's a no-go.
Yeah, for sure. Well, right on, dudes. Let's go. Oh, I forgot to mention. Factory rearview mirror still. Yeah, the big old honkers. The grab handles. Let's go through the interior on this thing. Pretty standard Bronco interior. The greatest thing about these trucks is they're small but big. They're short but large. They're wide. So you got a nice big cab in here. Let's just start with the dash, man. So what dash is this?
That's Roadrunner fiberglass.
Roadrunner fiberglass dash. Those guys are out of Tijuana, right?
We meet them across the border.
Got you.
Cool. You don't have to go into Mexico to get it. They just bring it straight.
Yeah, they'll just bring it. They'll meet you in Calexico or Mexicali or whatever.
Down, San Ysidro. They have a building right there. You order the stuff and they bring it over, and then you just go in there and pick it up.
Gotcha. Perfect, man. Is this just a standard full size dash
standard
or
full-size dash.
Okay, got you.
For sure. It feels like the future is now for being old Bronco with all these polygon angles.
Yeah,
and
right.
everything.
Yeah.
Like,
all these hard modern.
we just got to listen
lines.
to 80s synthwave the whole time.
Right on, dude. So we got lots of things set up here. You got your nice big 180 rear view mirror here. These look familiar. Are these from Brett?
Brett makes those. We picked those up quite a while ago, and they're awesome. I mean, they do the exact job you want them to do.
Yeah, Brett Michaels, or as most of us know him as Brett Sloppy, makes these rad visors that flip down and they have these cool channels here so you can lock it into place. And then they don't rattle or nothing or make any noise.
When you got an intercom, you don't notice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, when you're in a pre-runner of this level, there's lots of rattling and clicking and clocking and clunking going on. So,
but somehow we know every single one of
those
noises.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
And one new click is like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. That's a different kind of ping. I've never heard that before. So we got two Lawrences in here.
Yep.
We got your rugged intercom system.
Double switch pros, and then
double switch pros. You got a race radio. What race radio is this? Looks pretty.
I think it's
kind of old school.
Yasu. Yasu.
A Yasu. Okay.
I'm not exactly sure.
Is this like a fully unlocked? Like dial it in. You got to dial the channel in.
Gotcha. I want to suggest people to do that. Just go and deal with a real vendor that can set you up properly.
Yeah.
But that was the old school way to do it.
Yeah.
But it works good. It's
the radio I have in the Prerunner is also unlocked. It was like that when I got it. Okay, because you can't actually get in trouble now. And we have two switch pro setups. So this is your brain. This is your command center for the whole truck.
Yeah, everything runs off that, and we decided to go with two because it gave us a little bit more flexibility, and because we did blinkers and headlights, we rewired the entire vehicle with just that computer system. It's amazing.
Sick, man. And then we got a Holley EFI system here. Yeah. Your standard off-road steering wheel and quick release.
Coming out with a new one.
Yeah. Shameless plug time. By the time this episode airs, our steering wheels will have been released. So if you guys are looking for a new steering wheel for your pre-runner, your race car, your drift car, your grocery getter, your mom's minivan, we have the Prius. We have a golf cart. I have mine on my golf cart. We have a steering wheel out for you guys. We teamed up with PRP. It's called the Death Grip steering wheel. Go to PRP. Go to our website. Pick you up one. Sounds like, Jason, you need to get yourself a new steering wheel.
Hey, Yes. Like I said,
This one's a little rough.
This one's a little rough, but I mean, it was back in the day, but definitely I'll look into that for sure.
For sure, man. Right on, dude. And we got a nice center console here, so I'm guessing, Joe, you built the center console?
I did not build the center console. I kind of had to step away from the vehicle for a little bit, so Jason kind of brought it around and got some people to knock some stuff out on it.
Colin 1450 in the high desert. He teams up with...
Oh, yeah, Colin. Yeah, we know Colin. Yeah.
So I took the truck up to the high desert because, again, Joe was working on his truck and stuff, and we were basically, I wanted to get a dash put in and all the wiring, and I took it to Tanner.
So Tanner did the wiring on this?
Tanner did all the wiring, put the dash in, EFI, all siren, everything on the dash, and then Colin 1450 helped them out.
Yeah, they really worked together great. They mounted the dash.
Yeah, they did a
They
good
built
job.
the center console because we had another one in there, but we just wanted to cut out.
Yeah.
And they were able to just tag team the whole project, and we dropped the truck off, and we showed back up, and we drove it out of there. You know what I mean? Like,
Heck yeah.
No problem.
Heck
It's great.
Huge shout out to Tanner, Independence Electric. If you guys need wiring done, he's one of the best, and he's very reasonable with his wiring. Him and Colin knocked out this whole dash project and wired the whole thing, and you guys are super satisfied.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, out of
It was
control.
awesome.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
So these are standard. You got some standard bucket seats in here. Do you know what you know brand these are? Or?
These are PRPs.
So okay, old school.
Yeah, old school. They're quite a ways old, but we're gonna get some bigger ones with removable pads and everything. But I mean, these things have been trucking for 10+ years.
And then the cool thing about this Bronco is it's a 4-seater. So we got 2 low backs back here, and this is the main reason why you guys did outboard shocks and bump stops, so you can fit four people in here. How big of a person can you be to fit in that back seat comfortably?
I fit back there, and I'm 6'2". No problem.
Right on, man.
Like,
Heck yeah.
It's not. We've had even people bigger than me fit back there.
Awesome, dude.
It's pretty amazing, and the only problem is getting them over this little hump here.
Yeah.
It's a little
the
little
in and
jungle
out.
gym.
Yeah, the in and out's a little bit difficult, but once you're in there, you're good.
Yeah, they're locked in.
Yeah, you're cozy. Right on, dude. We have some more look at some of the cage work here, and Joe's going to add on to this because now that this truck has a little more horsepower.
Yeah, it
needs
a little more tube work.
A little more safety going on.
We quadrupled the horsepower, so we're gonna keep adding to it.
Right on, dude. I recognize this. So this is a Cutlass Designs KC Highlights dome light CNC machine thing from our homie Marcel.
Yeah.
Yes. So Marcel sells these. If you guys have KC Cyclones, he sells these for different various tube sizes. This is for 1 inch and 3/4. I think he has them for 1.5 inches and 2 inches as well.
It doesn't get any cleaner than that.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes,
Like,
super simple.
Yeah,
The Cyclone just pops in there.
yeah, and it's not too intense light. Like everything, it just works the way exactly how you want it to work. You're like, okay, that's the most efficient design. They got it figured out. Why keep messing with it?
Yeah, exactly, man. So shout out to Marcel. If you guys want one of these, hit him up because he's got them for sale. Cool, dude. I see you got your tow rope here. We've got more fire extinguishers. Yep. Any other plans with the interior?
Secondary A-pillar, just because if you end over in this thing being so short, you don't want this coming down to visit you.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. And, I mean, the cage looks great as well. I mean, this is another really nice and tight cage that you did on this, Joe. Right on, man. So then door cards, we just got a standard aluminum sheet.
But still have electric windows.
Have electric windows. Cool, dude. And electric locks?
Yeah.
Interesting. Right on. Look at that. Hey.
Right?
Toggle switch. I dig it, dude.
Classic.
Well, there it is. The one sweet classic Bronco that was one hell of an investment these guys made back in about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
This thing's worth $250,000 now.
For sure.
Pretty much. Dude, you know?
No rust example.
Right, no,
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. A lot of people paint their tubings. Me, I'm OCD. I Scotch-Brite this thing all the time.
I was gonna say, dude, look at these freaking.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this whole thing.
Look at the
these beams.
Oh yeah, this is all bare.
Scotch-Brite.
It's all
Some
bare.
of this is painted.
Yeah, some of this is painted, but the parts that are exposed are all bare.
It's all Scotch-Brite. I go through so much WD-40.
Oh dang, dude. Yeah, I didn't even know. I just figured it was paint.
No, it's
No.
all Scotch.
Oh,
little
wow.
Scotch-Brite.
That's
for
why
sure.
it's worth $250,000.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay, so.
And we're gonna do the license plate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we decided since the Bronco is infamously famous for O.J. Simpson's chase.
Yeah, yeah.
And we know O.J. Simpson's best homie in the world is Kato Kaelin.
Oh, Kato,
So he's
BFF.
our best friend forever. Actually,
Yeah.
and I got him to respond to me on the internet, so it was.
Oh, you did? Yeah, you did.
So Joe's all sent it to Kato Kaelin. I tagged him in a post, and he wrote back with this
Yeah,
crying
he
face.
gave us 3 heart emotes. So it was worth it to have a ridiculous license plate.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So.
Oh, man. Well, there it is, you guys. There is the 89 Bronco owned by Jason and built by Joe. What a cool build, you guys. It's so awesome to see builds like this that have been evolving over such a long period of time.
Yeah.
And to see it at this point, really wish that, Terra Crew was around 12 years ago so we could have seen it at the beginning stages and then been able to see it now. But thank you guys so much for showing it to us. We really appreciate you.
Desert trip.
JPL Desert Trip. We definitely need to do that, man. Get all 3 of these things out, and we'll go film you guys and take some pictures and have some fun. I'll bring the Prerunner. James will bring the Frontier if it's finished. If you guys have any questions for Joe or for Jason regarding the Bronco, go ahead and comment them below. With that said, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. We always appreciate all the support. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next one.